Chapter 309. Rumble. Yi Tian, Lu Qingyi, and Qin Zixuan walked through the entrance together and entered the Strange Thing Realm. The Strange Thing Realm did not randomly teleport everyone to various places. After entering the Strange Object Realm, everyone appeared in the same place. Emperor of 10,000 Laws, go! Lu Qingyi hurriedly reminded him. Yi Tian knew what Lu Qingyi meant, so he naturally rushed over to fight for the Dark Soul Star Grass. At this time, whoever is fast has the advantage. Don't resist. Yi Tianyi grabbed Lu Qingyi and Qin Zixuan's arms and said. Although Lu Qingyi and Qin Zixuan were a little embarrassed to be caught by Yi Tian like this, they didn't resist. Compared to the Dark Soul Star Grass, it was nothing embarrassing. Let's go! Yi Tian turned on the God-level Aurora talent, and the whole person turned into a ray of light, instantly slashing through the void, flying at an incredible speed. Teleportation is undoubtedly the fastest way to teleport at short distances, but there will be a slight interval between each teleportation, and if you teleport again and again, its speed is really not as fast as the Aurora talent. Therefore, Yi Tian used the Aurora talent to fly, so it was faster. What a speed! Lu Qingyi and Qin Zixuan were shocked. Yi Tian's speed is inevitably too fast, much faster than them. For a long time, they thought that Yi Tian's speed was average, and he just relied on his spatial talent, but they didn't expect to know that they were wrong when they saw it now. With such a speed, there are few people in the 9-star Emperor level who can compare to him. But Yi Tian's speed is not the first. There are still people who are faster than Yi Tian. At this time, not far in front of Yi Tian, an Emperor level was flying at a faster speed. Obviously, the opponent's speed talent is also God level, and the opponent's cultivation is higher than Yi Tian's, which causes the opponent's speed to be a little faster than Yi Tian. If you keep flying like this, you can reach your destination in about 10 minutes, but the Strange Thing Realm is not without any danger, and many fierce beasts have been born in this world. Where there are fierce beasts, there are naturally flying fierce beasts. After a while, a group of flying beasts in the sky blocked the way. As a last resort, the Emperor-level people who were flying fast stopped to fight with the fierce beasts, or flew around the road. A group of flying beasts also appeared in front of Yi Tian, but he did not stop, but instead used his spatial confinement and spatial compression capabilities. Bang! 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 Above the sky, countless flying beasts were compressed by space and pressed into corpses, falling down from a high altitude, while Yi Tian continued to teleport, dodging the attacks of some flying beasts, and successfully avoided these flying beasts, and his speed was not greatly affected. Keep flying! 10 minutes later, Yi Tian successfully broke through the attacks of flying beasts again and came to his destination. The place where the Dark Soul Star Grass grows is Xinghai Lake, and the water of Xinghai Lake is not ordinary water, but a very heavy water, called triple water. Heavy water and weak water are two opposite types of water, which can be regarded as a treasure. The triple water of a lake, if it is placed in the outside world, the value is unimaginable, and even the top power of Yinyu Star does not dare to ignore such a value. It's a pity that the triple water can't be taken out, and if it is taken out, it will become ordinary water, and how much triple water can a person absorb when cultivating in Xinghai Lake? He couldn't absorb much at all, so no Emperor level would waste time cultivating here. And the treasure of Xinghai Lake is not a triple water, but the Dark Soul Star Grass at the bottom of the lake. There is a lot of grass at the bottom of the lake, and the Dark Soul Star Grass grows almost the same as ordinary grass, with only a faint silver vein. And the Lake Emperor has too many ordinary aquatic plants, and the Emperor level will be under tremendous pressure at the bottom of Xinghai Lake, and his divine sense will also be suppressed, so it is not very easy to find the Dark Soul Star Grass. But the Emperor who came first naturally had enough time to find the Dark Soul Star Grass, and the chance of finding the Dark Soul Star Grass was naturally greater. Enter! Lu Qingyi said. Whoa! Yi Tian, Lu Qingyi, and Qin Zixuan flew into Xinghai Lake. I'll take you down. Yi Tian pulled Lu Qingyi and Qin Zixuan into the bottom of the lake quickly, and the speed was extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, Yi Tian, Lu Qingyi, and Qin Zixuan escaped into the bottom of the lake. Let's go separately to find the Dark Soul Star Grass. Yi Tian said. Whoa! The three of them separated and began to search for the Dark Soul Star Grass. At this time, Yi Tian opened a treasure hunting talent that he hadn't used for a long time. Top treasure hunt talent, open. In an instant, a ray of treasure light spread all over the bottom of Xinghai Lake. White, yellow, red, violet. A ray of light imprinted into Yi Tian's eyes. Suddenly, a flash of golden light appeared, and this golden light was very dazzling, as if it suppressed the other rays one after another. It's hard to. Yi Tian's heart moved, and he immediately flew over. Wow! He came to the treasure that glowed with golden light. Dark Soul Star Grass. Yi Tian was overjoyed. The grass in front of him had faint silver lines on it, and it was exactly the same as the Dark Soul Star Grass. Good luck! Yi Tian grabbed the Dark Soul Star Grass, picked it, and stored it in the Void Mina realm. No one saw this scene. He had been in Qinfeng Giant City for so long, he had never found anything like the Void Mina realm, and it was obvious that the Void Mina realm belonged to high-grade space treasures. The Emperor level did not have it at all, and he had not even heard of it. The Dark Soul Star Grass is a 3-star strange thing, and there is no way to hold strange things in ordinary storage equipment, so naturally there is no way to hold the Dark Soul Star Grass. Because of this, the competition of the Dark Soul Star Grass is great. Even if the Dark Soul Star Grass is found, if the strength is not enough, it will be snatched away by other emperors. Haha! I have the Void Mina realm with me, the advantage is too great. No matter how many strange things I find, others can't find them. Yi Tian was very excited when he thought about it. The treasure hunt talent continues to be searched. Other emperors will also use their divine sense to scan inch by inch to identify the appearance of these grasses, and the speed of treasure hunting is very slow. While Yi Tian's treasure hunting talent covers a large area at once, and it is enough to only identify the color of the light. Therefore, Yi Tian's treasure hunting speed is very fast. And with the talent of water escape, Yi Tian moved very fast at the bottom of Xinghai Lake, and he searched a large area in a short time. Suddenly, Yi Tian found another Dark Soul Star Grass and secretly deposited it in the Void Mina realm. Time passed little by little, and there were more and more emperors at the bottom of Xinghai Lake, and even the sound of battle came from time to time. Most of them were not for the Dark Soul Star Grass to fight, but for other treasures. At the bottom of Xinghai Lake, there are more than treasures like Dark Soul Star Grass. Yi Tian found that some treasures that emitted golden light were not Dark Soul Star Grass, but they were all picked up and put into the Void Mina realm, just waiting for the future to slowly identify the use of the treasures. 10 minutes passed. Yi Tian found a total of 4 Dark Soul Star Grasses, all of which were stored in the carry-on space. When he was about to continue searching, Lu Qingyu on the other side came with a message, Emperor Wanfa Heaven, I found a Dark Soul Star Grass and it is being besieged. You hurry up. Immediately, Yi Tianshui escaped. After a while, he saw 7 or 8 Emperor-level people besieging Lu Qingyu and Qin Zixuan. Empress Xing Yi, Empress Zixuan, we don't want to be your enemy. You have the support of a big family behind you, and there is no shortage of resources. Why don't you give us this Dark Soul Star Grass? One of the leading emperors threatened. Lu Qingyu sensed Yi Tian's arrival, and couldn't help but smile and said, just because you also want to snatch the Dark Soul Star Grass from us? My companion has already come. If you don't leave, I'm afraid you won't be able to leave. Rumble. The spatial confinement descended, freezing the triple water at the bottom of Xinghai Lake. They had already endured the pressure of the triple water of Xinghai Lake, but they suddenly endured the spatial confinement of 40% of the pseudo-mystic level spatial talents, and they suddenly felt that it was difficult to move. Get out! One after another, the swords slashed over. Puff! Puff! A famous emperor's body was pierced and seriously injured. Boom! A figure appeared in front of Lu Qingyu and Qin Zixuan, and it was Yi Tian who had just come here. Let's go! Several emperors trembled, glanced at Yi Tian in fear, and hurriedly fled. Chapter 310. Are you all right? Yi Tian asked. It's okay. Lu Qingyu breathed a sigh of relief, glanced at the Dark Soul Star Grass in his hand again, and said, if you keep holding the Dark Soul Star Grass, there will definitely be many Emperor-level people who come to fight the Dark Soul Star Grass, and I suggest let one of them refine it. Once the Dark Soul Star Grass is refined, the others will not be able to take the Dark Soul Star Grass away. But since then, there must be one person to guard it, and another person to find the Dark Soul Star Grass. Xing Yi, you refine the Dark Soul Star Grass. Qin Zixuan proposed. At this time, Yi Tian also followed and said, "Sing Yi, then you can refine it." Seeing that both of them said this, Lu Qingyi no longer shirked and immediately began to refine the dark soul star grass. "Zixuan, you guard Sing Yi here. I'll go look for the dark soul star grass. If someone comes to attack, you will notify me immediately." Yi Tian didn't allow Qin Zixuan to refuse, turned around, and ran away. Qin Zixuan originally planned to find the dark soul star grass by herself and let Yi Tian protect Lu Qingyi, but now that Yi Tian has run away, she can only protect it. At a distance, Yi Tian's figure emerged. "Lu Qingyi has obtained a dark soul star grass, and I will give Qin Zixuan another dark soul star grass when the time comes, so that both of them will have obtained the dark soul star grass, so they are worthy of them." Yi Tian thought to himself. As for the other dark soul star grasses, it was impossible for him to take them out. It's useless to take it out, and one person can only take one plant. The only pity is that there is no way to take the treasure out of the strange thing realm, otherwise he would really want to bring the dark soul star grass back to his wife and sister. Keep searching. Maybe you can even find a dark soul star grass. Even if you can't bring it out, when the time comes, you can trade it to other emperors, and you can trade a large number of treasures. Yi Tian was looking forward to it. The treasure hunting talent was opened, and Yi Tian began to search for treasures on a large scale. He picked up everything with purple light one by one and put it into the void Mina realm with him. Anyway, he had to cultivate in the strange thing realm for a year, and he wouldn't waste it at all if he got some more treasures. Time passed little by little, and half an hour passed in the blink of an eye. At this time, the bottom of Xinghai Lake had already been turned upside down by many emperors, and it was impossible to find a single dark soul star grass at all. And Yi Tian still only had 4 dark soul star grasses from beginning to end. It's time to go back. Yi Tian took out a dark soul star grass, used his water escape talent, and fled to the range where Lu Qingyi and Qin Zixuan were. Soon, he's back, but at this time, a group of emperors also surrounded him. They sensed the breath of the dark soul star grass on Yi Tian's body. If the dark soul star grass was not picked, the breath was not obvious. It was similar to the breath of other grasses, but once it was picked, the breath of the strange thing would diffuse, and it would be difficult to cover it. Hand over the dark soul star grass. It's the heavenly emperor of 10,000 laws. His strength is very strong, let's shoot together. We have a chance to snatch the dark soul star grass. What about the emperor of 10,000 laws? We can't beat him alone with so many emperors? One by one, the emperor level made a move, and one attack after another stirred the water at the bottom of Xinghai Lake. Bang! The terrifying attack struck, and Yi Tian frowned slightly. These emperor levels are basically 9-star emperor level. Although most of them are 4th grade and 5th grade emperor ranks, but their combined strength is not weak at all. The stars are gone. Yi Tian struck with all his strength, and the terrifying power burst out. Bang! Inch by inch of space collapsed, and countless space debris wrapped a famous emperor. In an instant, an emperor-level man was seriously injured and dying. This is still the mercy of Yi Tian's subordinates, otherwise, none of these emperors will survive. It's not that he doesn't want to kill these emperors, the key is that there are many emperors in Xinghai Lake, and if he kills these emperors, he will definitely not be able to hide it. The origins of these emperor level are not simple, and he has only been in Qinfeng Giant City for a short time, so naturally he will not provoke so many top forces for no reason. It's okay to seriously injure them. There's no need to deliberately kill them, not to say anything good to yourself, but it will cause big trouble. At this time, Lu Qingyi had already refined the dark soul star grass, and Qin Zixuan and Lu Qingyi stood together and looked at each other. "Let's go," Yi Tian hurriedly said. He grabbed Qin Zixuan and Lu Qingyi, and Shui escaped and left. After a while, they left Xinghai Lake and flew into the distance. But someone didn't let Yi Tian leave. 10,000 heavenly emperors, hand over the dark soul star grass. Rumble. An emperor stopped Yi Tian, and it was Lu Qingyi's cousin, Emperor Jinyang. "Emperor Jinyang, can you stop me?" Yi Tian sneered. Emperor Jinyang admitted, "Yes, I am not your opponent. I really can't stop you, but someone can stop you." As soon as the words fell, 3 9-star emperor-level statues of the second rank appeared, standing in 3 directions and surrounding Yi Tian. the Spectral Blood Emperor, Emperor Changeling, Wanyan Emperor. These three great emperors were all at the second grade 9-star emperor level, and their strength was not weaker than Yu Tian's. Seeing these three emperors, Lu Qingyi and Qin Zixuan's faces changed. Although Yu Tian was also a second grade 9-star emperor, after all, there was only one, and the other party had three. Even if you snatch the Dark Soul Star Grass, but there is only one, how can the three of you divide it? Why don't you give up, just give me a face, how about it? Qin Zixuan said. Emperor Wanyan opened his mouth and said, Empress Zixuan, you are the granddaughter of the city lord. It stands to reason that we do want to give you a face, but unfortunately the Dark Soul Star Grass is too precious, and your face is not enough for us to give up the Dark Soul Star Grass. 3. Your target is the Dark Soul Star Grass, and my target is other treasures. Let's shoot together. Don't waste time, Emperor Jinyang urged. Okay, let's shoot together. The Ghost Blood Emperor, the Changeling Emperor, and the Wanyan Emperor no longer hesitated, and they all made a move. And the target of their attack is Yi Tian. As long as Yi Tian is dealt with, Lu Qingyi and Qin Zixuan are nothing. You seem to think you're going to eat me? Yi Tian's momentum unfolded and said coldly. Rumble. The space confinement unfolds, and it is completely exerted. Far more terrifying than before, the space confinement instantly froze the space, and the terrifying space power spread. Space Ball. 4 space balls appeared and rushed towards the 4 emperors. As soon as Emperor Jinyang saw the space ball, his face suddenly changed drastically. Oh no, it's a space ball. Swish. He fled. He didn't have anything to block the space ball in his hand, and he didn't dare to be covered by the space ball at all, otherwise he would definitely die. Unfortunately, his speed is still much worse than the speed of the space ball. And the other 3 emperors also had drastic changes in their faces, recognizing the space ball, and also knowing the horror of the space ball. The 3 emperors attacked the space ball, but the attack passed through the space ball one after another and failed to detonate the space ball. Whoa! One by one, the space balls descended and covered their bodies. Yi Tian's right hand shook the void, burst. Emperor of 10,000 laws, leave Emperor Jinyang alive. Lu Qingyi pleaded. Yi Tian glanced at Lu Qingyi and nodded silently. Bang! 3 space balls detonated. Only the space ball of Emperor Jinyang did not detonate. I saw that the internal space of the 3 space balls shattered, and the 3 emperors covered in blood flew out, glanced at Yi Tian with fear, and fled away one by one. Yi Tian didn't chase and kill. Although the 3 emperors looked a little embarrassed, they were actually not seriously injured. After all, everyone is at the second grade 9-star emperor level, and it is not so easy to kill the 3 9-star emperor levels with the same combat power ladder, and the defense of those 3 great emperors is also very strong, so they resisted the detonation of the space ball. It's just a minor injury. But Emperor Jinyang can't. His strength is weak. If the space ball is detonated, he has absolutely no hope of survival. Cousin Xing Yi, don't kill me. I just want to rob you of your treasures, but I don't want to kill you. Emperor Jinyang confessed and hurriedly begged for mercy. Lu Qingyi looked at Yi Tian and handed over the handling power to Yi Tian. Yi Tian stared at Emperor Jinyang and said, You take out all the treasures on your body, and I'll see if I can buy your life. I'll give it right away. Emperor Jinyang hurriedly took out a bunch of treasures from the spatial ring and handed them to Yi Tian one after another. But when Emperor Jinyang took out a few gray stones, Lu Qingyi was shocked and said, Demarcation stone. You actually have such a good thing. Chapter 311. What is the use of the boundary stone? Yi Tian looked at Lu Qingyi curiously, waiting for Lu Qingyi's answer. Lu Qingyi said, The demarcation stone is not a good thing, but a long time ago, someone brought a demarcation stone into the world of strange things, and found that a strange thing could be sealed in the boundary stone, and then successfully brought out of the world of strange things. After entering the outside world, it still maintained the effect of strange things, but it could not leave the boundary stone for too long. But even so, the boundary stone suddenly became precious. The only pity is that the boundary stone can only be used once, and only one treasure can be sealed. The boundary stone can bring strange things out of the realm of strange things? Yi Tian was both shocked and surprised. He still has 3 dark soul star grass on his body. He can take one of them himself, and the other two are thought that he can't take them out, so he can only trade them, but now he doesn't have to think about it. He could use the delimiting stone to take out the 2 dark soul star grasses, and then give them to his wife Moon Emperor and sister Yi Yu. Just 3 demarcation stones? Yi Tian stared at Emperor Jinyang and asked. Emperor of 10,000 laws, I really only have 3 boundary stones. This thing is very difficult to get, and I also obtained it by accident. I really don't have it. Emperor Jinyang reassured again and again, and swore that he really didn't have any boundary stones. Yi Tian put away the demarcation stone and other treasures one by one, and gave some to Lu Qingyu and Qin Zixuan, which made Emperor Jinyang get out. After Emperor Jinyang left, Lu Qingyu said, Emperor Wanfa, don't worry. Emperor Jinyang will never dare to retaliate against you. This time when I go back, I will use my family relationship to test Emperor Jinyang's family. This time, Emperor Jinyang dared to join others to rob me, and he also dared to rob Zixuan. His family would definitely not let him mess around. I'm not worried, Yi Tian said casually. He really wasn't worried. If someone really wanted to deal with him, he would have to disguise himself and leave Qin Feng Giant City. Yin Yuxing is so big. He doesn't have to stay in Qin Feng Giant City. If anyone dares to deal with him secretly, then he will definitely let that person know what fear and fear are. Then, some of the emperors who were secretly spying saw Yi Tian's strength and dispelled their thoughts. Yi Tian's strength is very strong, and he is very powerful among the 2nd grade 9-star emperor level, second only to the 1st grade 9-star emperor level. They didn't think they were Yi Tian's opponents, so naturally they wouldn't snatch the Dark Soul Star Grass in Yi Tian's hands. Although the Dark Soul Star Grass is good, it is not really a priceless treasure, and it is not worth their desperate efforts. Whoa! A famous emperor level retreated, and by default, this Dark Soul Star Grass belonged to Yi Tian. Let's go! Yi Tian took Lu Qingyi and Qin Zixuan and left this area. It's right here. Yi Tian stopped. Immediately, he handed the Dark Soul Star Grass in his hand to Qin Zixuan. Zixuan, give this Dark Soul Star Grass to you. Give it to me, then you. Qin Zixuan was a little embarrassed. Although she was also eager to obtain the Dark Soul Star Grass, this Dark Soul Star Grass was found by Yi Tian and kept by Yi Tian. If she just took it for granted, she would naturally be unhappy in her heart. Take it. We've all agreed. If there is any extra Dark Soul Star Grass, it will belong to me. Besides, I'm actually not too keen on the Dark Soul Star Grass. You can exchange other treasures with me. Yi Tian said. Qin Zixuan was a little moved. She thought that Yi Tian said this on purpose. Dark Soul Star Grass, such a treasure, who wouldn't care? But she was really unwilling to give up this Dark Soul Star Grass, so she took out the other treasures she had obtained, and even some of the treasures she owned, and handed them to Yi Tian. That's too many. Yi Tian smiled bitterly. Qin Zixuan inevitably gave too many treasures. He used his treasure hunting talent to take a look, and there were several treasures of golden light. If you don't take it, I don't want the Dark Soul Star Grass. Qin Zixuan insisted. Okay. Yi Tian had no choice but to accept these treasures, and Qin Zixuan also accepted the Dark Soul Star Grass. Let's just go apart. It's hard to get more benefits when we're together. Yi Tian proposed. Well, let's go our separate ways. Lu Qingyu agreed. The original plan between them was like this. The reason why they were together in Xinghai Lake was to find the Dark Soul Star Grass, and they needed Yi Tian's strength to keep the Dark Soul Star Grass. Now, they have left Xinghai Lake, and if they continue to act together, it will be difficult to distribute the treasures they encounter. Moreover, in a year's time, they each need to cultivate, so it is naturally inconvenient for them to act together. Yi Tian was the first to leave and teleported away. 10 minutes later, Yi Tian came to a mountain range, opened up a temporary cave, and then arranged a formation and began to sort out the harvest in the cave. The first is the Dark Soul Star Grass. Try sealing the Dark Soul Star Grass with the delimitation stone. Yi Tian took out the gray demarcation stone and used the Yuan force to urge the power of the demarcation stone. In an instant, the demarcation was petrified into a gray light shield and suddenly trapped a Dark Soul Star Grass. The next moment, the boundary stone reverted to its gray stone appearance, and the interior of it took on the image of a Dark Soul Star Grass. At this point, a Dark Soul Star Grass has been successfully sealed by the boundary stone, and even if it is brought out of the strange realm, the dark soul star grass inside will not become an ordinary grass. Subsequently, Yi Tian used a demarcation stone to seal the second dark soul star grass. At this point, the two dark soul star grass were sealed. Then, he devoured the third dark soul star grass into his body and began to slowly refine it. Rumble. Streams of energy entered Yi Tian's soul from the dark soul star grass, and began to refine the soul and improve the comprehension in the underworld. It didn't take long for Yi Tian to open his eyes and feel the change in his soul. The comprehension has really doubled. If such a treasure can be brought into the outside world without restrictions, it will definitely cause a huge sensation. Yi Tian muttered. Then, he checked the other treasures. Most of them are water attribute treasures, which can assist in refining the body, and the effect is comparable to that of fivefold weak water. But with so many water attribute treasures, if Yi Tian slowly absorbed and refined, he wouldn't need much in a year. I can only swallow and refine it directly. Yi Tian decided. Swallowing refining is the rude way of cultivation. For example, a fivefold weak water, if you swallow refining directly, most of the water vitality will escape, and there is no time to refine the body. And putting the fivefold weak water by your side and absorbing the energy of the fivefold weak water with the mystery level attribute talent to refine the body is the most cost-effective way to refine it. But Yi Tian now has too many water attribute treasures, and he can't take them out. What he is paying attention to now is to improve his cultivation quickly, not to care about the question of waste or not. If you swallow the water attribute treasure into your body at once and refine your body crazily, you will indeed waste most of your energy, but the effect of refining is many times better than slowly absorbing energy and refining it. That's it. Yi Tian swallowed a water-based treasure called watergrass in one gulp. Rumble. The energy of the watergrass burst out, and was guided by Yi Tian to frantically refine the body, but most of the water vitality energy still escaped and dissipated between heaven and earth. Day after day passed. Yi Tian devoured many water system treasures, refining his body to become stronger and stronger, and it was not very far from the 14th body limit. In a flash, a month has passed. Under the tenfold time acceleration, Yi Tian was equivalent to 10 months of cultivation, and after speeding up and swallowing so many water system treasures, he finally touched the 14th physical limit. Click! With a light rush, the 14th physical limit was broken. In the past, Yi Tian was still worried about the lack of energy when his body's limit was broken, but now he is not worried at all, and he swallows a piece of water treasures to replenish his body's energy. Soon, the body's energy is replenished. At this point, Yi Tian successfully stepped into the 14th physical limit realm. The next goal, break the 15th physical limit. Chapter 312. As soon as he made a breakthrough, Yi Tian estimated his strength. I broke the 14th physical limit, and my speed, defense, and strength are much stronger than before, and the power of my spatial talent is definitely much stronger. With my many whole cards, I am now completely at the first grade 9-star Emperor level, and I am only one step away from breaking the Emperor's heavenly pride combat power. The reason why Yi Tian thought that he had not stepped into the Emperor level combat power was because his induction in the dark told him that he was still at the 9-star Emperor level. It is rumored that once you step into the Emperor level, heaven and earth will have induction, and it is easy to judge. And if he doesn't have this kind of induction, it must not be the Emperor's combat power. If I break the 15th physical limit, and then improve my claw technique or sword skill to a small level, I should be able to step into the Emperor-level combat power and rank among the heavens. Yi Tian pondered. He didn't think too much about it and continued to cultivate. You can only stay in the world of strange things for a year, so naturally you can't waste time. One treasure after another was frantically swallowed and refined by Yi Tian, and the ability that escaped even soaked this mountain range into a treasure land. In the blink of an eye, another month and a half passed, and Yi Tian was out of the customs. He felt that he was not very far from breaking the 15th physical limit, but he had to get out of the level, not that those treasures were used up, but that they were useless. That's right, the grade of those treasures is a little low, and with the use of similar water-based treasures, there is almost no effect now. If he wanted to break the 15th physical limit, he had to take higher-level treasures or other types of attribute treasures, such as fire-type treasures, earth-type treasures, and so on. In short, the water treasure is really not very useful. Ordinary people do have some nearby treasures to look for. Even if there are many treasures in the strange thing realm, it takes a lot of time to find them. And Yi Tian has a talent for treasure hunting, so it is not so difficult to find them. Swish! Yi Tian flew out of the cave and began to fly at a low altitude, and his treasure hunting talent unfolded, and he began to search for all kinds of treasures on the earth. An hour later, golden light. Yi Tian flew into a small mountain below, followed the golden light, and found a tree. The tree was 10 meters tall and 1 man thick, its bark shone like scales, and it bore some fruit on it, which was full of aroma and was not ordinary at first glance. Roar! A fiery red ape rushed out and yelled at Yi Tian. Human, get out of here! Yi Tian took a look at the other party's talent with his copying talent, and judged its strength according to the opponent's cultivation. It was a 6-star emperor-level fierce beast. Although its strength was good, it was still too weak in his eyes. I saw Yi Tian tear the divine claw with a big claw, press it to the ground with 1 claw, and immediately use his hypnotic talent to hypnotize the other party. Soon, the other party was hypnotized and at the mercy of Yi Tian. Tell me, what is this tree, and what is the use of the fruit on it? Yi Tian asked. This tree is a yang scale tree, and the fruit on it is called yang scale fruit, which is a fire-type spirit fruit, and taking one can accelerate the transformation of the bloodline of fire-type beasts. I have a fire-based talent, so I can use these yang-scale fruits to complete my bloodline transformation. The ape said, Fire spirit fruit. Yi Tian's heart moved. This treasure was exactly the treasure he needed. He counted that there were still 7 ripe yang-scale fruits on the tree, and the others were not yet ripe. So, he picked off the 7 ripe yang-scale fruits and put them into the void Mina realm with him. Yi Tian didn't kill this ape, but left directly. Not long after Yi Tian left, the ape woke up from hypnosis. When it saw that the ripe yang-scale fruit was gone, it immediately roared for a long time, while the other fierce beasts around it suffered. Along, Yi Tian continued to use his treasure hunting talent to find treasures in various departments, and he really found a lot, including many more advanced treasures. Whenever he found some treasures, he would stop and open up the cave and try to cultivate for a while. That's it. It has been 4 months since Yi Tian came to the strange thing realm. On this day, Yi Tian found that he had touched the 15th physical limit. Break it for me. Yi Tian urged the energy of the treasures in his body to slam the shackles, and easily broke the 15th physical limit. This time of transformation, Yi Tian's body was like a black hole, frantically devouring the energy of 1 elixir spirit fruit spirit grass, and it took several hours to finally stabilize the realm. And at this time, Yi Tian sensed a kind of combat power realm in the underworld, Emperor level. It's not at the Emperor level, but it's just a little bit. Yi Tianming enlightened. It's a kind of shackle that you can see, but you can't touch. It's almost enough to step into the Emperor level combat power. If I can use the spatial talent to comprehend a space method, maybe with the help of that space method, it will be enough to break the shackles, be recognized by the universe, and step into the Emperor level combat power. Yi Tian guessed. Don't look at him so far from being so close to the Emperor level, but his real combat power is much worse. It is difficult for the 9-star Emperor level to compete with the Emperor level Tianzhao, not because the gap in combat power is too big, but because the strength is different. The Emperor level Tianzhao who had just stepped into it seemed to be only a little stronger than the 9-star Emperor level, but in fact it was not the same. Tianzhao can exert his combat power and momentum to the extreme, while the 9-star Emperor level seems to be very powerful, and it seems that he has exerted his strength, but in fact, he has always been under the suppression of heaven and earth. For example, Yin Yu Xing, the warriors are all in a state of suppression. In fact, in the cosmic starry sky, they have also been suppressed, but they have been in this kind of suppression, and they have long been used to it, so they don't feel suppressed. But Tianzhao can break this suppression and give full play to his combat power. Because of this, the Emperor level Tianzhao was able to easily defeat a 9-star Emperor level, and even the first-grade 9-star Emperor level was difficult to compete with the weakest Tianzhao. In the next time, I will go all out to comprehend the spatial talent and strive to comprehend new spatial means. Yi Tian decided. After all, he has now broken the 15th physical limit, and breaking the 16th physical limit is not such a simple thing. Since breaking the 15th physical limit, it is very difficult to break the physical limit every time he has broken the physical limit. Even if he is a highly talented emperor, it is difficult to continue to break the physical limit. It is estimated that it is 10 times more difficult to break the 16th physical limit than it is to break the 15th physical limit, and the 17th physical limit is also 10 times more difficult than the 16th physical limit. It is precisely because it is more and more difficult in the future that it is difficult to give birth to the children of the universe in the universe, otherwise those top forces in the universe would have done their best to cultivate the children of the universe. But in reality, a huge river system like the Milky Way doesn't even have a child of the universe. Therefore, Yi Tian didn't expect that he would be able to break the 16th physical limit in the strange object realm, and those treasures couldn't be brought out, so he had no interest in collecting treasures at all, and it was better to go all out to comprehend the spatial talent. Time passed day by day. In the blink of an eye, Yi Tian had been in the strange realm for half a year. Plus the previous 4 months, he had been in the strange realm for 10 months, and there were still 2 months left, and he was about to leave the strange realm. This day, the sound of Yi Tian's wild laughter came from a big mountain. He realized a little bit of a sign, and he was about to comprehend that spatial method. Moreover, he secretly felt that the emperor level beckoned to him. Enlightenment. 3 more days passed. Yi Tian stood in midair, and the whole person stepped out in one step and disappeared completely. The next moment, he reached out of the void with one hand, slapping a mountain range down his feet, and then the hand disappeared again. Tear and pull. Yi Tian walked out of the space as a whole. The pseudo-mystical space talent is a means of space compression, space concussion, and space ball, and then realized, escape into space. He just escaped into the space and completely hid his body. This method is not stealth. Stealth is not visible, but the whole person is still in that place, and can be attacked. However, after escaping into space, the enemy cannot attack unless it penetrates the space. If the enemy has no means to break through space, and cannot find where he is almost invincible. Of course, he can't escape into space indefinitely. With his current strength, he can escape into space for a minute. 1 minute, enough for him to end a fight. At this time, a force from the depths of the universe descended.